Out there, this is Seto, and today for you guys we're profiling an update since we've worked out a lot of the quirks and everything of Exodia. You probably saw one last month we did upload, but my buddy here, he actually won locals today with Exodia. Don't ask me how. It's not your typical grandfather's Exodia deck, but I believe the reason he won is because I gave this to him before he started playing today. I gave him this old Exodia toy that I always carried around since I was a kid. I gave it to him, and I believe this thing has given him good luck. So, Exodia toy, obliterate. So without further ado, I'll let him get into the deck profile. So go right ahead, man.
Okay. So to start off with, obviously we have our 5 pieces. We have our 3 and then 2 feet. Oh my goodness. Then to go along with them, with the 5 pieces, you have your boss monster, Exodia Incarnate.
Yes.
He's going to be what you're going to end up with, hopefully, at the end. You have your 3 Scarecrows in the main deck. I prefer Scarecrow over Fader because Fader you need to special summon, and some things stop you from summoning, special summoning. Along with Scarecrows, you have 2 Witch of the Black Forest.
I love how we're surrounded Exodia.
Right? These help you search out pieces or Incarnate or monsters I'll get to in a little bit. Along with After Witches, we have our Blue Boys, or rather Spellbook Magician of Prophecy. These are good for the Spellbook engine, which we'll get into also. Next, this is my favorite part of the entire thing because it doesn't even have anything to do with Exodia. It's just fun.
And it does work with because they're spellcasters.
Oh, yes.
He does run Rudra, or Spellbook of Knowledge.
Yes.
As you guys may know it, and it also can be a dual thing in case they're dead in his hand.
Exactly. The first one, we have 1, 2, 3 Wind Witch Ice Bells. These are your special summoners. These are going to help you special into your first turn Crystal Wing. To go with that, I run 2 Wind Witch Glass Bells. I run 2 because if you run 1 and you draw it in your first hand, you can't special it from the deck with Ice Bell. It has to be in your deck to special it. And then to top it all off, we run 1 Wind Witch Snowbell. I've been toying with the idea to run 2, but right now I feel 1 is better because you don't brick as hard. This is going to help you get that nigh unkillable Crystal Wing.
If he draws too many of something, he can also use Rudra like we were talking about.
Yep, so exactly.
Not bad.
Because you can easily just normal summon Glass Bell, knowledge it, and draw 2 cards right off the bat. So that actually does cover it for all the monsters. We'll then move along to the spells.
And it's a magician card.
John, did you ever play John on this?
So here's what we have first in our lineup. We have our 3 Spellbook of Knowledge. These are going to help you draw your cards, target spellcasters, target another spellbook.
Fish spellbooks, whatever the case may be.
Yep. I only run 2 secrets. It's better to run a knowledge because if you have a knowledge in your hand, you can actually use it, as opposed to if you have leftover secrets, you can't use it. This is basically it for the Spellbook engine, along with Blue Boy, obviously. I run a main 2 Twin Twisters for that back row hate. It's essential that you can get those special summons off. You need to be able to do that. 1 Pot of Dualities. I found that with 2, I kept drawing Pot of Dualities with Pot of Dualities, and that wasn't very fun, because I want to draw my other cards. Only 1 Dark World Dealings. Same thing, I kept drawing Dark World Dealings with Dark World Dealings.
We may add more Dark World Dealings in pots. Like I said, this won locals, it faced spirals and magician pendulums and all that lovely jazz. So, take it what you want to, but you could run more Dark World Dealings and you could run more pots if you wanted to. You could
sub out a couple of the other ones. You could do 1 Twin Twisters for Dark World. It really depends on what your opponent has.
Exactly.
I only run 1 Dark Factory. Same thing with Dark World Dealings and pot. You can mix and match depending on what you need to do. If you want to draw all 5, 2 would be the best because that's your best option to do it with. One Day of Peace. Excuse me. And 1 Upstart Goblin. These 2, along with Dark World, turn your deck into a 37 deck instead of a 40 deck, which is what I run. I run a 40. This is actually all the spells that I run. I don't find I need anything else. It's just...
Yeah, it seems to work fine as is. Yep.
Because what we're going to get into right now, the traps. And the traps are what's going to help you stay alive and continue. 1.
We're doing good, yeah.
2, 3. These are your essentials.
Yeah.
This is what bounces monsters back to their hand. And if you don't use the effect first turn, you can. If it gets destroyed in the turn you don't use the effect, you can send it to the graveyard and then bring a piece back from the graveyard to your hand. I also do 1, 2, 3 threatening roars.
Ooh, is that a zero terminal one? Nice.
Oh yeah, the dual terminal is my favorite. It's like nice and shiny. Also, you don't see many of them.
Yeah.
It's basically.
I just want to look at that.
Oh, I know you're fine.
Continue, man. Continue. I'm just looking.
Basically a scarecrow or a fader. It just you want to use it before battle phase, otherwise it's useless.
Yep.
And then these are what go super well with the obliterates. 2 summon limits. This, along with Obliterate, essentially turns their summons into 1 per turn. This says you can only summon twice per turn, but if you run it with Obliterate and pop their first normal or their special, that's it. They can't do anything else. That's 1 monster per turn then. And that just wraps it up for the traps.
So you want to go into the extra deck,
yes.
And then we'll talk about combo plays.
Oh, absolutely.
All those lovely jazz.
This deck made me so happy today. The extra deck is rather small. I do run 3 extra deck cards. The third one might surprise you. 1 Wind Witch, Winter Bell. This is what you synchro into with your first 2 Wind Witches with Ice Bell and Glass Bell. This is the big boy that you can summon and basically just sits there forever until you send it back to the graveyard and send it to your hand. Crystal Wing. He's just fantastic. There aren't any other words to describe him. He's amazing. The third one I like because it can really throw your opponents for a loop and messes them up a little bit. Baguska.
Now, how do you make the Baguska?
You can make Baguska with the your extra Wind Witches that you have in your deck. Let's say for example you summon out you Wind Witch, and then you get Crystal Wing out, and that's fine. And then all of a sudden, poof! They decided to strike it, or they say no, they negate the effects of the summon. Then he's gone. He's out of the picture. So what you have then, you now have 2 Ice Bells and 1 more Glass Bell in your deck. So with those 2, you can use Ice Bell to special itself, and then I think, yeah, Ice Bell special itself, and then you can Xyz into Baguska. This just puts their monsters in defense until you can get a more favorable hand to play it. You can run, I do run a side deck, but it's my own personal preference. I run what I think I might need.
Do you just want to talk about it? Just go through it, man.
Okay, no problem.
We got some time.
Where'd it go? Is it? Where'd my side deck go? I'm kind of sorry.
No, you're fine, man.
Oh, okay, I found it. Here we go.
Oh, get stuck with it? Oh.
Yes, I put with the other ones. Whoopsies, not my bad. The side deck. Let's see.
And these are just things he was testing out too,
Yep.
because he was not expecting to win.
Oh no, absolutely not.
So I was like, go in there, test it a little bit, and see how it works for you.
I thought maybe a couple rounds.
So the side deck necessarily.
Yes, we have. I got rid of these for.
Oh yeah.
I got rid of these for the Wind Witches. The Battle Faders, they're really good for stalling. You can. You can sub them out for Wind Witches if you find Wind Witches are being taken down too easily. Sub Battle Faders, just one way to stall. Effect Veilers, I find these are really useful for monsters that like to special summon a lot. They'll summon a monster, say, okay, effect the special. They say no, and they can't do it. That pretty much interrupts their phase. I only currently own 1 Ash Blossom. But I do want 3. They're just expensive, hard to get, let's get lucky. Spells. We have 1, 2 Swords Revealing Light. I used to main these until I found the Wind Witches were actually a better engine to stall for, because these kept getting bounced back to my hand with other card effects. And then you have your second Dark World Dealings in your side deck just in case you decide it's more favorable to use in the main. I also, for the last spell, I have 1 Pot of the Inquisitiveness. This is, I guess you want to say, essential for when you are facing a deck that will banish your cards. You can just use it, take 3 cards back that you need, and then draw a card. Simple as that. Traps, we have 2 Imperial Iron Walls. These are really good against decks that banish a lot. If you need to stop banishing, or if you need to just keep all your pieces with you, I would use these. These also work really well with this in case you don't get these out in time. And then last 2 traps I have, 2 Wabakus. Again, just stall tactics. They can be used with Incarnate to I guess save him for a turn if he's low on attack, and you can just take the last piece you need, or you can use it with Dark Factory Mass Production to get all 5 in your hand. And this basically just...
Yes, we know Gamma. That's just...
Oh my god.
Alright, so you just want to show quickly some of the combo plays?
Yes. What are you doing? Gamma's good.
Gamma's
fine. I just don't have it. Hey, give me those. Yeah, so obviously, side frame, Gamma, along with the driver.
They hurt him.
Oh my god, they do. They hurt, but they're also good to use because they say no to other things that say no.
Yeah.
But
These do not belong to him.
Nope.
Just explaining something that if we did have the money, we could run in the deck.
Yes, but I'm a poor person.
All right.
Combos, right.
Combos, yeah.
Your June? Jesus.
Sorry guys, we're having fun. We're having fun here.
Your main combo, your first turn crystalling. What you're gonna do?
We know that.
Oh, you do. That's
Yeah,
right.
so go show us like the Windwitch plays we were talking about earlier. Like, if you've seen the previous video, we did talk about this, but if this is your first time watching this video, I'll just try and explain to you why we won Witch of the Black Forest.
Right.
Which people sometimes like, you still won Witch? Why? Correct.
Witch, so what you're gonna do with Witch, you're gonna summon Witch, and your opponent's gonna be like, okay, okay, that's fine. And then you're gonna tell them, yeah, it is, because I'm about to...
Oh my god, I want that man.
Bell Book of Knowledge. You're gonna use Knowledge, send Witch to the graveyard, draw 2 cards. Easy. Oops.
Keep going.
Let's see.
Okay.
That's the...
Rose says someone left this on the ground, and she says she's been there for like almost 2 weeks.
Yeah,
I can't think.
you all good?
I can't think.
Can't think?
Yeah.
Oh no, you're fine.
Sorry.